Welcome also from my side to all of you, also to all of the online participants. It is my pleasure now that I can show you what these 2 weeks will be about. Spoiler alert, it'll be a bit intense. Yeah. So we have 2 weeks of summer school. Um, First week we'll focus on methodology. Second week on applications. And yes, we'll also work on the Saturday, sorry. But we'll have a very special Saturday where we'll focus on vehicle routing and start a computational challenge. So this will be intense 2 weeks. And should you get lost on one day, don't despair, don't drop out. Every day has a bit of a different flavor, new day, new chance to learn something interesting. I'm sure you will have a lot of fun and you will learn a lot from this. So let me walk you through the standard procedure that we have every day. So we'll have a morning session before lunch, morning lectures, which will always be here in the lecture hall. Yeah. Maybe this is also a good point to say that these morning lectures will be streamed like now, and they will also be recorded. And if the speakers agree, then these recordings will also be uploaded to YouTube. This is important for you to know because if you ask questions during the lectures, then there is a chance that your voice may also end up on YouTube. So you have to be aware of this. We will, of course, also have a Q&A session after each talk, but these will be cut out from the uploads. Yeah? So just as an announcement that you're aware of this. Okay, so the morning lectures, 2 times 90 minutes, each 2 talks of 40 minutes. In between, we'll have a coffee break of 30 minutes just outside here where you registered, and then we'll have a lunch break of 90 minutes where we can go to the Mensa, to the canteen of the Free University. Yeah. In the afternoon, we'll get our hands dirty. That's tutorials time or implementation time, just in the spirit of CO at work. Yeah. So these will usually always start here in the plenary lecture hall. So be back on time from lunch, and important, bring your own laptop. Yeah, this is how you learn by implementing all these things on your own laptop. But in order to facilitate a bit the interaction between also the tutors and you, we don't only have the lecture hall for these tutorials, but we have 3 additional smaller rooms. One is right outside here to the left, the seminar room in ZIP, and 2 are at the opposite building here in the computer science of the Free University. Yeah. We also have a coffee break of 30 minutes between 2 tutorial sessions. These are not cannot be seen from the schedule, but yeah. So just so that you also get an overview of the location. So we are now here in the lecture hall. You see here the outline of Zuse Institute, right? Right outside here is the small small seminar room for the tutorials. And then there are 2 smaller rooms, just 1 minute walk away. In order to get lunch at the Mensa, you will have to walk a bit further. 11 minutes is what Google tells me, but you see it's mostly a straight line. Yeah. We'll guide you there tomorrow, and I'm sure also the other days you will not get lost. Here's a short how to Mensa. Yeah, it's very important to know that you can only pay there with the Mensa card, not by cash or not by some credit card. But everybody who is not from Berlin got a Mensa card at registration that's pre-charged with 5 euros. You can recharge it with cash right at the Mensa. And you will also, it's probably recommended to do this also in the beginning. 5 euro will maybe be enough for a simple meal, but maybe not, depending on your taste. Yeah. So important, we have about 60 seats reserved. There are more people here, as you see, but you can sit anywhere. Yeah, and there will be enough space because lectures have not started yet at the Free University. If you order something, you will notice that there are 3 prices listed. The second one is the one that applies to you if you got one of these Mensa cards at registration. Yeah. Important information. Each dish is charged separately. There are some dishes which come with everything together. They have 1 price, and then there are some dishes where you can combine. Each side dish is charged separately, independent of the amount that you take. Maybe also an important information. And if you have any possibility for reimbursement, you can request a receipt at the counter. Please return this card to us on the last day. can be run down to €0, but the card itself will have a value to us organizers. Okay, but so some organizational stuff now. Enough of this. Let's give you an overview of the content of these 2 weeks. Yeah, I've already had the schedule up for the Tuesday tomorrow. We'll start, of course, with the basics of linear programming modeling. And there you can already get started maybe tonight after the barbecue by seeing whether you can actually install all the materials that you will need for the first tutorial on Tuesday in the afternoon. Yeah. On the Wednesday, Timo will give you a crash course on mixed integer linear programming solving. Yeah. So afterwards, you will know everything what is going on in a MIP solver, in a generic MIP solver, from branching to cutting planes, primary heuristics, and pre-solving. And we will continue with the tutorial sessions on mixed integer programming afterwards. We'll also take a group photo right before lunch, so don't run away, but we'll repeat that tomorrow on Wednesday. So on Thursday, we will step a bit beyond the basics and give you some insight on advanced topics like solving with nonlinear constraints, semi-definite programs, how to deal with numerical issues in MIP solvers, and how to deal with a huge, potentially exponential number of decision variables that can come from decomposition algorithms. And we'll also have a dedicated tutorial on this in the afternoon. Finally, on Friday, we'll go into methods from machine learning, both in the morning lectures and in the tutorial. And on Friday, we come to the first kind of social highlight, the conference dinner. So we will go up to the TV tower, and from there, you have a great view. We have a 3-course menu, drinks, everything's already paid for, so don't miss it out. You can double check your badge for the meal option in case you paid an upgrade. Make sure that the symbol here actually matches your choice. And you can either leave with us from SIP at 6:15, or you can go there yourself by public transport. It's pretty easy because it's just a minute away from SNU1 station, Alexanderplatz. Then you have to be there at 7:15 at the base of the TV tower. We have to go there, go up to the TV tower as a group through the elevator, so be there on time. Okay, and then weekend time means competition time. So Saturday, we will start the computational challenge. It'll be a bit different. So you have 45 more minutes for breakfast. And you also need it because there will be no coffee break. So either you have to bring your coffee or you have to really pre-charge your caffeine level. Random question. Who knows what the half-life of caffeine in the human body is? I read 12, but 7 is also good. I think so. So just to tell you, it's possible to have enough coffee at breakfast in order to survive until 3 p.m. Okay, but we also will organize a light lunch, but announcement for later. And I'm very happy to now hand over to Milena to tell you about the content of the computational competition.
Okay. Okay, so on Saturday, we start something different. So I'm in charge of a computational challenge that will run on Saturday and during the second week afternoons. And what we will do then, we will tackle vehicle routing problem with pickup and delivery on the real world instances. So we will try to solve the problem of one of the world leaders delivery company, Delivery Hero. Yeah, so the basics of the challenge will be mixed integer linear programming model with some heuristics, and then please be creative and find new innovative solutions for the problem of food delivery. What is the technical part of this? So we will assign participants to the teams of 4 or 3, and that will be random. The participants will be randomly assigned to the teams. So no preferred teams, but you will be just mixed up. What is also important is that the presence on Saturday is mandatory. So in order to participate in the computational challenge, you have to be here on Saturday. And this is also mandatory for people who will take the exam. So you have to be here on Saturday. Of course, at the end, the solutions will be evaluated, and we will announce the winner on the closing session on Friday, 27th. Yep.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, so this is on Saturday, but then finally on Sunday, relax. Sunday is off. That's just for you. Whatever you think is how to spend a relaxing Sunday in Berlin. What we mean by relax is, of course, something different, right? You will learn this in the first week or know it already. Trying to find an easier to optimize superset of your feasible solutions by leaving out some particularly hard constraints. But however you interpret that on Sunday is fine. Okay, and you'll be fresh for the second week on Monday, coming to applications. And the first day will be how to apply machine learning to optimization and how to apply optimization for machine learning. So to be fair, this will still have a bit of a methodological touch. Yeah. But very interesting, we have internationally renowned speakers here lined up for this day. Yeah, in the second week, the afternoons will now not be tutorials, but they will always be dedicated to work on the computational challenge. So you have that time with your team. And well, Tuesday is pure application because we'll go on an excursion. We'll go on two excursions to the automotive industry. So one excursion to Volkswagen in Wolfsburg, another excursion to Tesla Gigafactory in Grünheide here. And you can check your badge for which tour you're on. So here, left top, you see either Tesla or a VW logo. Yeah. Everything is organized. Everything is organized. Rule 1, do not lose your group. So you'll be fine if you're with us. If you keep to rule 2, bring some form of ID. So you will need that because otherwise they will not let you into the factory. You will have to wait at the visitor center until the group returns. For Tesla, you will also have to fill in an online registration, but you will receive that information by email. Here are some details which we will repeat in due time on how these excursions will run. That will be the excursion Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday will be back here with 2 more days of specific application areas. On Wednesday, energy systems. On Thursday, traffic and logistics. And Friday, the final day, traditionally is a very special day at CU at Work. That's Industry Day. So we have invited 10 speakers from 10 different companies to tell you about how they work with computational optimization in their day-to-day business, in their industrial application. Yeah. And you see the lineup is so long that I wasn't even able to fit the closing session where we will announce the winners of the computational competition there, and the farewell barbecue, which will also happen here outside of ZIP, like the welcome barbecue, which awaits us at the end of today. Okay, but I must say we are very lucky, right, that it was raining today morning. Okay, and so 2 very intense weeks. And I know that some of you are here not only to learn a lot, but also to prove what they have learned by taking an exam and getting some credits. So one of the important questions that you will revolve in your mind throughout these 2 weeks is this relevant for the exam? And the good thing is that I can now immediately answer this question for you for all of these cases. Yes, because that's the spirit of CU at Work. We want to bring theory into practice, and so everything in between is relevant. So we've approached in the preparation of the summer school all of the speakers to give us one potential question for their exam. And from all these questions that we got, we made a selection for the final exam. And this also includes the tutorial sessions, includes the computational challenge, and includes the industry talks at the very last day. So also the industry speakers have sent us questions, and we made a selection for the final exam. So the final exam will happen 1 day after, 1 week after the summer school on Monday, 7th of October. And it's a bit differently organized for people from Berlin and outside. For people not from Berlin, it will be an online exam. And at the end, if you pass, you will receive a certificate which you can then hand in to your university to get the credits. If you need anything additional, then you need to tell us. It is your responsibility that you get your credits acknowledged. The same holds for Berlin students which are not from TU Berlin. Yeah? Also, you will get a certificate and you can acknowledge these points at your university. If you need anything additional, we're happy to help, but it's your responsibility to tell us. For TU Berlin students, this is a mandatory in-person exam. You have to be there on that day in the math building, room MA004. The registration is a bit different, not via your usual Moses system, but you need some form sheet which you got at the registration or can get at the registration. The person. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And Yoni Maxi, who you already saw at the registration desk, will be responsible for collecting all this and guiding this process. Do you have a question? I think he's at the registration desk currently. Yeah. So this will be intense 2 weeks, and so you will only have 1 week to prepare. But the good news is this is an open book exam. You can bring all materials, printouts. You can even bring your own laptop. Yeah, your laptop. You can Google things. Of course, you need to know if you have to do that for every question. This will probably not work out in time, but this means you will have all the slides available of these 2 weeks. Even the recording of the lectures. Yes. Okay. But so then I'm very happy that we can come to the first scientific talk of the summer school. And I'm very happy to introduce somebody who does not need any introduction. We've already heard he has founded this summer school, Martin Grötschel, and he will now give us some insight on the history of optimization and operations research.